like
deceive.
I didn't mean to do that. I thought.
Oh, look at that
shouldn't
new
have done
cover
that.
photo, dude. Look at that new cover
I
photo.
just did it right now, like 2 seconds
at
ago,
that.
bro.
Dang.
Just threw it together.
Some dogs on that
There's
cover
some
photo.
dogs,
including a hound dog. So
check if you can hear sound.
oh boy. All right.
I feel like it should be there.
Yeah.
Oh, it
there you
sounds.
go. There
Oh
is sound.
yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, they missed. So all the ridiculousness had no sound.
Really?
Oh, that
We just got
sucks.
sound.
I think so. A bad combo had no sound, but said, did you change something, Danny? Oh, okay. So it was just him, maybe. I don't know. Well, it's working now. Regardless, we got sound now.
The show before the show.
That's why we have it. You never know with technology what could go wrong.
My name's Hound Dog.
Hound Dog.
Hogeback.
135.
Right there.
135. Right
135 from there
in
to
that
there.
arm.
Boom.
That cowboy Eddie diet, son. Bad combo, real quick while we're here. Bad combo in the chat got a huge victory. Just what was that, last Saturday? Just very recently against a 247 vet that we know and love from an amazing fight of the year caliber fight, Mr. Ilyas Mamadaliev. Bad combo Henry knocked him out.
You got
great fight.
You can be like, how do you say his name again?
Mamadaliev.
Ain't no Mamadaliev.
I shouldn't have told you. If I knew that was coming next,
Oh.
I wouldn't have clarified. But shout out to Bad Combo because this dude's on a freaking tear. He's been in touch with us since, man, probably 4 fights. Actually, you know what? Let me just pull up his Tapology and so you guys can know, because when he first got in touch with us, he was a promising young pro, something like 2-2. Now the man is 6-2. He's on a freaking run right now. He's won his last 3 all by finish, including Jaden Maddox, Zachariah Kamara, who we also know and love, and Ilyas. That run. That is a run, my friend. That's a run, bro. He is on a freaking roll right now. So shout out Bad Combo.
To our early viewers, let's slide some info to them. What we finalized. Okay, so we are used to having our shows like pretty far out, like 6 months plus, right? But because of this whole venue situation, and we don't want to like have a show somewhere else and have the venue be ready, and like we're like, we could have it here, but we're having it here.
Mm-hmm.
So we just finalized our next 2 shows.
We sure did.
And so guess what? Remember when we thought we were going into the venue and we were like, we're going to have a show September, October, November, December, like we're having a show every month.
Yeah, we might as well.
I mean,
why not?
Well, that was the plan when we were going into the venue, but obviously not being in the venue, like we're not doing that. Or are we?
Is there a mystery sound over there?
Okay,
Danny?
well,
we got like a.
In all honesty, we don't have a December show yet.
Correct.
Because we want that to be in the venue. But September 21st, 3 weeks away, we have a card. You might want to check it out.
You probably should.
October. When are we? When and where? Tell the fine people.
Right. I'm gonna hold it all. I'm gonna drag this out a little bit because I want you guys to hear the process of how this really came to be.
How did it come to be?
And what we have to go through.
What do we have to go through?
People out there. So there are multiple layers. If you're
how many layers?
If you're an MMA promoter out there and you say, I can do a show, and then it turns out, what do you need to confirm to have a show? So let's talk about, I'm not getting into paperwork like licensing and thing. There is that component, but let's not even get into that. Let's say you're fully licensed and ready to go and you want to have a show. You got some money in the bank. You have to have a place to have that show. So the way that works is you find a rental, a venue that you can rent that has your date available. That's not typically, we're going to have shows on a Saturday. Saturdays fill up very fast at most places. So if you're trying to find a Saturday in October, for instance, and it is August 30th, as it is right now, you're probably not going to have a ton of luck. Those are probably taken.
You're probably going to be stuck with somewhere that isn't ideal.
Not a super ideal place. So then you start looking at November, and then you go from there. Now, let's say you find, hypothetically, let's just say November 9th, you find a great deal, right? November 9th, let's do that. Well, now you have to hit up the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission and make sure that they can assign judges and officials and everything you need that day to be there to legally host that event. And then guess what? They can't.
What? Why not?
It turns out there's too many shows that day already in Pennsylvania, and they're stretched too thin. They can't make it out to your show. So you're royally screwed on that. Gonna have to pick another day. What about like November 16th? Well, turns out Stout Fights has a Muay Thai card locally. We don't want to get in the way of that, and we'll let them do their thing. What else? November 2nd. Oh, sorry, state can't do that either. So now
the state could probably do that. Just
I'm
saying.
telling a story here, right?
Okay, go ahead. Sorry. I found out I had a little piece of information.
Okay. All right. So he knows something that hasn't been discussed yet. But this was our process, obviously. Basically, it got to the point where we asked the commission, well, what days can we do? What Saturdays can we do?
Are there any Saturdays that you can accommodate poor little us over here?
Correct. October 26th and November 23rd. Now,
those are the only dates
those
available.
are the two.
We'll take them.
I'll take them both. Now, concurrently, though, as we're trying to lock in with the commission, we're also still looking for venues because our venue won't be done in time. We think December now is probably the grand opening, as Ryan said.
Not to interrupt, but it's 5 o'clock.
It's actually 5 o'clock. It doesn't hit the same. Yeah, Luke Martin, Nico in the chat. What's up, dudes? I'm sure if you're watching, you're wondering why Hogeback looks so much like Ryan. And it turns out that
Anthony,
everybody just wants to be Ryan. So Anthony's doing a great impersonation.
That is the furthest thing from the truth.
Or he's stuck in traffic. It's one or the other. And listen,
you decide.
I got to put him on blast real quick. We've had 3 guests for a live show be late before. We've had DJ Cake, who is amazing. Unfortunately, not great.
She was late
at being on time. Taylor Cahill, who also is amazing and has a fight coming up September 21st. Not so great at being on time. Taylor was the latest. Let's be honest. He was like an hour late.
He was like so late it should have been over.
yeah. Like he shows up. It's like, well, this great show, Taylor. Tell him where to get tickets.
I think I did leave. He was so late that he got there.
You had to leave.
I left. Yeah.
We did have the bison, the stuffed bison head in his place for a while though, which I really liked. That was fun.
Yeah.
Luke Martin said he's on hound dog time.
And when we had the bison head there, it gave as quality of points as Taylor did when he boom. Hey, man, if you can't roast someone, then
I agree.
What fun is it? Dude, that is driving me crazy.
What is it?
One of those little ants, little bugs,
An ant?
No.
A gnat? Is it a gnat?
How do you not see it?
I can't see anything, dude. I'm blind. I don't see insects. Right?
I gotta admit something.
Go ahead.
I ain't no Hogeback, y'all.
Dang. He's been saying this, guys, for the last 30 minutes.
I made a Britt Bickert song out of that.
Don't. Please don't. So bad. It doesn't even make sense. Suka says Anthony is the least timely person I know.
Well, guess what? We just figured that out.
Yep.
Why didn't you guys give us a heads up to tell him to be here at 4?
Is this seriously something that he normally does? Is he a late guy? Is he Conor McGregoring us?
Listen,
just
guys,
shows up when he thinks he can.
The whole the late thing, we've just made it a thing where if you show up late, we're going live regardless without you, and we're probably making fun of you the whole time.
Correct. That's definitely what's going to happen, and what should happen if you're late for a live podcast.
Let's talk about.
I never finished our date story. I don't
There
think
it is
so.
again.
I need to get back. Oh, yeah.
Did you see it that
Yeah,
time?
I saw it leave, but I didn't actually see it on the mic. But so the dates, right? The commission says you can have Saturday, October 26th and or Saturday, November 23rd. And we're like, yeah, we'll take them both. So at the same time, we're looking for venues, right? And as it turns out, excuse me, Will Moriarty says you need to eat a hot chip if you're late, and I could not agree more. That is a fantastic punishment for being late.
Oh yes.
Yes,
No, but at the end, and just at the
end.
very
Yeah,
end,
for sure. So it doesn't ruin the whole episode.
yeah,
But
because it will.
probably stealing that idea, Will. That's beautiful. And yes, look at that guy. I see it now. Now you got me
We should,
Dude.
just,
focused on this gnat.
we should just like have a little stock in the studio. hot
Definitely
chips.
a little. Yeah, we'll get on that.
Dude,
that's
they
a great
are
idea.
so expensive.
They are.
It's like
We need a like a
$6
sponsorship. We
chip.
need to make it like a branded segment of
Yeah,
like the Packy. What's like late, tardy, Packy? I don't know. We'll
Maybe
work on
we
that.
just get
we'll work
some
on the branding.
ridiculous hot sauce, and like when they walk, they just unsuspectingly when they're talking, you throw it in their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or you just pie them. Just
Yeah.
at some point, somebody sneaks behind them and pies them during the podcast.
No, we need to make them suffer. The pie, that goes away.
I agree.
Quickly.
That's
quickly.
fair. That's fair. All right. So October 26th, this is the longest story ever. October 26th, November 23rd. We get the dates from the commission that they're good to go.
Commission.
Meanwhile, we're also still looking for venues because Monroe, our usual cast, Monroeville Convention Center, Hollywood Casino at the Meadows, can't do those days for us. So now we need to get a little outside the box, start getting creative. We look at Murraysville Sports Zone Arena. We're looking at Green Tree Sportsplex. We look at a wild card comes in. Greater, shout out Kirk Bradley, the Academy's Kirk Bradley said he started training here. He's like, you guys should check out. They want to start having events.
Did he say it like a douche like you just did?
I thought it was a pretty faithful representation
Dude,
of Kirk's voice.
That's
but
not Kirk, bro.
that sounded, dude, if you run that and
Kirk is
side by
cool.
side-
You're like, that wasn't cool.
Greater Pittsburgh Sportsplex. It's in Coriopolis, Robinson Township for all
It's
intents
like
and purposes.
right down the hill from Costco.
Right by Costco and Robinson. So everybody knows that area. So great news on that. Murraysville can't do October 26th. Green Tree can't do October 26th. Greater Pittsburgh Sportsplex can't do November 23rd. Can do October 26th. So
We'll take it.
bag it up. We're taking it October 26th, a brand new venue, and honestly, a brand new section of town. This is west of the city. This is more towards the airport. This is a totally different side of town than we're normally on. So it's exciting all the way around. Robinson Township, here we come.
What about the other one? What about November?
Now November. So Green Tree and Murraysville are very similar for us logistically. As it turns out, business is business. Offers were made. It's looking like Green Tree, Ryan Middleton. Green Tree made an offer we cannot refuse. Green Tree Sportsplex on November 23rd.
Boom.
Hogeback just texted me and said, almost here. But I know he's not almost here because that text came through. When he's really almost here, he won't be able to send a text.
There's no ability. Unless by almost here, he's in our parking lot on our Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you guys do too, but I get a little spot of cell service when I'm actually at the office. That's not Wi-Fi related, like regular
No,
service.
that's because there's a booster.
Ah, okay.
Mhm.
All right. See, that all makes sense. But yeah, the studio here is in the absolute middle of nowhere. If you guys have not heard us talk about it before, it's in Hickory, PA, which is outside Bridgeville, but also in the middle of absolute nothingness. It is so desolate out here. You have literally
Desolate. I like your vocabulary.
Yeah, we do what we can over here. This is that WVU education. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know what
You know
you
what
mean.
I'm saying?
Well,
Also-
that's a word to describe the rest of West Virginia.
Nice. I also want
And
So-
desperate.
so yeah, desperate and desolate.
Yeah.
That should be the name of the documentary.
That's when you welcome to West instead of Wild and Wonderful.
Wild and desperate and desolate. That's awesome. That is real good. I said, yeah, you know what I mean, or something a second ago, and it just reminded me. I don't know. Do you guys watch Listen to Your Coaches with Mike and Will once in a while?
Of course.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. I like it.
How do you not?
But have you guys noticed how often Mike says, you know what I mean? Or you know what I'm saying? Dude, I want to make a super cut. Whoever does your reels, I don't know if it's Dawg. I'm not sure who does the reels for Stout, but you need to make a super cut of Mike just back to back to back to back saying it. Please do
You know what I'm
that for
saying?
me. Know what I mean? You know what I mean? Sometimes
I
he'll even like
harass my
slur it.
wife about saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, what are you saying? Like,
Yeah. No, I
she
don't know
does it
what you're
all
saying.
like it's just the end of a sentence.
Denise hits you with the gnome saying once in a while.
do you know what I'm
You
saying?
know what I'm saying? No, I mean, no, I'm saying. I did it one time when I was at Flow Combat. I made a cut of Johnny Hendricks saying it, and it is to this day my favorite video that I've ever made. It probably still exists. We can look it up after the show. It is so good. It's
Was
so
this
funny.
Johnny Hendricks pre GSP or post GSP?
Post GSP, I think.
Oh boy,
He got mad. He actually responded to the video and he was mad about it. It was great.
You know
It
what
made
I'm
it
saying?
it made it way funnier that he got mad about it. Like, bro, this is you saying it. He also coughs a lot in interviews, which I don't know if you noticed. And I even like made the coughs like a little beat. It was a very involved video for the time. Josh Polance in the chat as well. What's up, dude? I was just texting you. Just setting old Joshua up in our new texting group that we're working on. We have, I don't know if you guys saw, if you viewers saw, we added 2 new matchmakers to the fold, and they're doing
I was
a great
just gonna
job.
talk about that. So
Go ahead.
So you're
Go ahead. I'm going to puke instead.
I'll puke right in my beer can. So we just had a Zoom meeting with our 2 new matchmakers. We unleashed the 2 new venues and 2 brand new venues.
Wow.
We've never
isn't
been
that
in.
crazy?
And the 2 dates on them. So they are getting in a position to hit up all the coaches and say, like, we're ready to match. Give us your blessing on which fighters you want us to match.
It's a fun text.
We had fun.
Oh, M Dawg is in the chat on 247 Live.
Mm-hmm.
What a G. That is the way to consume this. Hound Dog showing up fashionably late with a smile. This must be his thing. We're going to have to grill him.
No
about
one
that.
was surprised. Like, no,
Yeah, everybody who knew him is like, yeah, this checks out. How you going to be late for a live podcast? He said he's here. So come inside, Anthony.
You should be listening
We're
to
on
your
a podcast,
podcast.
bro. As you may know, we're on a podcast, so I can't really come get you, dog.
Bye, everybody. Bye. Hound Dog is here.
The real Hound Dog is here.
That was Rye Dog.
Hey, true. A dog of sorts. Got that dog in him. I don't think he has been, has he?
Yeah, he might not.
No, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think we ever had Hound Dog in here. So while Ryan gets Hound Dog, we will preface the chat with the fact that Hound Dog Hogeback is not just coming in for a random reason. The man has his second pro fight of his career coming up September 21st, Brawl on the Burgh 23 against Matt Santos. And he knows this guy a little bit. He knows his opponent a little bit. It's going to be a good show. And he's looking to go 2-0 in that one. So we're going to hear from him here in a second, as soon as he gets in here. And preview this matchup, but also what else he's got going on. What's up, dude? What's up, dude? He's like, you're coming in live, bro. You're coming in hot. The people are waiting.
That. I didn't know that it was going to be like live at 5.
Yeah, dude. The people are waiting. When we say,
hello, people.
Did you just steal Danny's thing?
Took his
He
line.
just stole. Dude, he walks in late and then steals Danny's line. Is that
What the
what?
hell's this guy think he is?
Dude, if we could beat you up, which we can't, we would. But if we could,
I
that's like
apologize.
that's fighting stuff right there, dude.
I apologize.
Just come in, dropping Danny Palms.
Dude, I live in Moon, and every single day, no matter what time I get off, I get stuck.
Yeah,
Like, it's just because I have to go through the tunnels of Pittsburgh to get anywhere, and then I'm just stuck.
that's a
So,
crappy direction to
It
come
is a
from.
crappy direction.
For sure. Yeah. We got to wrap this up.
Yeah,
Anthony, it's
yeah.
been nice. Thanks for coming, dude.
How are you
But-
guys? Good to see you guys.
Yeah. Dude, what's in your pockets, bro? How much?
Dude, I'm a busy
My
guy.
God.
I don't have time to do nothing,
Dude,
including
what's-
put my belongings away.
What's the chip in your phone case? What is that?
So this is something that my fiance Becca showed me because she works with technology all day, and it's supposed to block out like some of the like bad frequencies that like come
Scammers
around
will
your
get you?
phone. No,
Oh.
no, like the frequency that your phone puts out. Like it can be
Oh.
bad for like your head, your body.
Interesting.
If you're a dude, your balls. Like if you're on your
I-
laptop all the time and it's sitting on your
I
lap, that's not good
wondered
for
what
your-
was going on with my balls. That explains a whole lot. Can I
Yeah.
get one of those chips?
Yeah, if I had extra ones, I'd give you one. She gave me an extra one.
I actually notice, like, when I'm playing guitar, if I have my phone on top of my amp, it'll interfere a lot. Like, especially when I get a text or something, you can hear it come through the amp. I'm like,
Really?
That seems weird. Doesn't seem good.
No.
Just to note that's happening all around you. But we did have a request from mega fan Jared Billy, and
Okay.
let's see if this comes through. Oh no. So much side noise. All right, here we go. This is good stuff right here. High quality content. What a time to be alive.
What's going on here?
Could I have your attention, please?
This is a theme song request
I'd
from
like to tell
Jared
you that we're
Billy.
going to do a sad song.
You
for
see where this is
I
going?
see what's going on.
This song here is one of the saddest songs we've ever heard.
I didn't realize there would be a whole intro from our guy here,
Let me
but
tell
there
the
is.
story, friends.
Sorry.
Beautiful lyrics.
What a suave man.
Is it Elvis?
Yeah, he just had him
Feel something like
sweating.
this.
Yeah.
Everybody around him sweating.
You ain't nothing but
He's like, can't even hear him say hound dog after all that. All right, Jared Billy. I did it for you, brother. So now you need to buy tickets to BitB 23. That's how that works. That
Yeah.
was,
Appreciate that.
you need to choose Anthony Hogeback as your fighter, I guess. Now, I mean, that's the only way to do it, right?
Yes, that's the only way to do it. I sent everybody to the website.
Nice.
So
How do you like the online order? Because the last time you fought for us, I think we were still in a largely physical ticket space.
yeah, it's better. I just don't have to handle any money or like worry if they get their tickets, because if you have physical ones, you typically have to like drop them off to people or like
Yeah.
mail them or hand them, and so like just internet's better for
It
that.
seems annoying to me. If I was a fighter, I would definitely want to just everybody get them online and keep me out of this.
Yeah, because like the last thing I want to deal with when I'm cutting weight and annoyed at everything is
Yeah.
track people down and give them their tickets.
Correct. Did you ever talk to Britt about how she did her tickets? Obviously, her fight for us got canceled, which was super heartbreaking, but I think she had the best system ever for selling tickets and keeping track of who needed it. And I think I said it on a previous podcast. Like, if I even not at Stout, I'm sure she would help anybody, but like her system was the best.
I think she had like a link tree that
Yeah.
that's what I did.
Oh, you're doing that?
So
Nice.
if you go to my
Okay.
Instagram,
All right.
there's a
All
link
right.
tree in the bio. I took it from her. So it goes to like my YouTube, my Instagram, the tickets for the event. I'm gonna put some shirts out soon, so it'll go all there.
Smart. See?
Yeah.
See, look at this. Do you feel now that you're a pro fighter, you feel like more obligated to do stuff like that?
Yeah, because I feel like if I'm not, then like I'm like not putting all of my effort into it,
Mhm.
Like I want to make this worth it for me, like I want to make the most money possible. So
Sure.
that's just part of it. It's just part of being a professional, in my opinion.
Makes sense. You did you get a tattoo yesterday? Did you do that?
I did get a tattoo yesterday.
What'd
Do you
you
want to
get?
see it?
If it's like in an appropriate spot for
It's on my
the for the
chest.
young viewers.
Yeah, it's on my chest.
Okay.
Which is perfect because I
You
wanted to
get
show
that
it off.
dog out.
Yeah, well, I wanted to show off anyway because the guy who did it is my sponsor.
Nice. There we go.
So,
Did not know that. Let's go.
so this is the Maryland flag, like coming out of my tit, and then it's got the 301 on the side. But this is gonna be like my whole arm eventually. So
Nice.
he's
All
doing the whole
right.
thing. His name's EJ Pettiford. I'll tag him in everything that has my tattoos, and he'll be on my shirts and stuff. And he's at the Human Canvas. So
EJ Pettiford.
EJ Pettiford. He also
at the
does
Human Canvas.
Will Tim Moriarty's. tattoos as
Nice.
well.
Where is that?
That's like I'm not from around here, so I don't like know where everything's at.
Hmm,
But it's like a Pittsburgh address.
okay.
That's
Cool.
all I know.
Nice. Well, there you
So-
go. There's the man tatting up all
Yeah.
these Stout guys. Look at that. And they ignore my dog beanie. A nice
Yeah.
touch.
This is for because I have like he's a mutt but he's like really smart German Shepherd, and we adopted him and he had some behavior stuff, so we actually got him like legit trained by these people.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
and helped a lot.
I feel like I need that for our dog. Also a German Shepherd. Funny
Yeah.
enough. She's a maniac.
Yeah,
She
they're
barks
super
constantly.
smart.
Yeah. She's so smart. She is super smart, but just an absolute maniac.
Mhm.
Like not aggressively problematic. I'm never worried like, Ryan met her for the first time very recently, and like Ryan came in the house, and I was like 0% worried that Babs would attack him. I knew it was like she's gonna give you kisses. That's about it, like for sure. But just loud and energetic and ridiculous.
Yeah, but like when I think of that and then like it's starting to annoy me or something, I'm just like, well, this will go away one day and you got to enjoy it while you can. You know?
Exactly. See,
Like-
that's the way to look at it.
Yeah, they're going to get old. They're going to stop doing that stuff. So
Yeah,
just, you know.
it's true. So we played Elvis. We were talking about dogs. We got to talk
Mhm.
about the Hound Dog nickname in general because I think on a previous podcast or something, we talked about it before. I've heard you talk about it before, but what I want to get into is the evolution of this.
Mhm.
Because I've heard you refer to the cage as the kennel now on fight night.
Yeah, the
Crate, kennel. You said in promoting this podcast, hope I don't get the zoomies in the studio.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold
You're
it
like
together.
fully embracing the dog now.
Yeah,
What's
I
this
think-
evolution?
it's just funny to me. Like that's really the biggest. It just makes me laugh. So I just embrace it.
What's the next step? Like what's for September? Do you have a secret like dog code going on that you can't wait to unleash?
Not really. I'm just gonna let that dog out, and but no, for the most part, I just like joking around, just making myself laugh.
It's pretty fun. It seems like all your teammates really embrace it too. I saw several dog comments or dog related
Mhm.
puns and everything going around. So it's fun.
Yeah.
So this fight, obviously, you make a successful pro debut not long ago, June 29th. Coming for your second one. Well, I guess first, let's talk about that pro debut because a lot goes into that. For any AMI making that leap, like really big deal. We talk about all the time how as an amateur, you can lose, you can afford to lose, but as a pro, your career gets a lot more real. So what was that matchup like? What was that experience like? Did you feel more pressure than a normal matchup going into that one?
It was cool because I actually knew about it going into my last amateur fight, so I got to like kind of treat it like a warm up, and I treated the whole camp like super professionally. Like me and Lucas went out to train with like the best people we could find in Arizona. We went out to Tim and Sean's gym.
So you first name basis for people
Yeah.
listening. He means Tim Welch and Sean O'Malley, Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, so like that felt like really professional. Like I took a leap and it was like, okay, like I'm gonna invest in myself for this fight. And then like I was just dialed in for ever since I knew about it. And then like it was just a little more pressure, but like it was still a fight, you know? Like so it's all the same feelings as you would always have.
Makes sense. How big is New Line's cage? Because when I watched that, I'm like, that's a giant cage.
It's a 30-foot cage.
Okay, so it's UFC size cage.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I like it though.
Is that, yeah, I was going to say, is that good? Like, because we have a 20-foot cage and also a 24-foot cage.
Mhm.
And mostly the feedback is almost everybody likes the 24-foot better, which is great because that's the one we'll be using primarily moving forward. But there is something to be said for the smaller one and the action it promotes. It can either promote more wrestling and grappling because strikers can't use footwork as effectively. But on the flip side, if you do want to stand and bang, you're like on top of each other the whole time. So it's kind of a give and take with that. But you prefer like the bigger the better for a cage?
Yeah, just because like I don't like I felt like the smaller cages are like really, really small to the point where like you take two steps backwards and like your fence is on the back.
Yeah.
Or your back's on the fence. So I like the bigger cage where I have some space to like, you know, set things up, do what I want to do rather than like feel so like trapped, you know, because that's the word I think about when I think about those small cages.
Well, you can't put a dog in a small cage. Everybody knows that, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
I'm just spinning in circles, you know.
Britt Picker wants me to ask you something, and it might sound a little sus, but we're going with it. I'm supposed to ask you, who's a good boy?
I'm a good boy.
Oh, AJ, that's going to be a real. I mean, we got it. That's going to be the real. I mean, we're going to have to live with that one. I kind of saw that it was going to go there, and yep, it went there. So that's fun. put that one behind us now. But now I'm just completely thrown off from that. But we got second pro fight coming up. Obviously, dude, we're excited to have you back. You fought for us at BitB 16 against Jake Zach, who viewers also know and love, a freaking character. But before we get to that, you mentioned the first name basis that I kind of joked around about, Tim and Sean. I mean, that's an awesome experience for you, I'm sure, man. How did you even get that connection? Like what prompted you guys to go down to Arizona?
Well, I game with Tim pretty often, so he always had like an open invitation for me to come out there. Like, so it was just a matter of me like putting some money together to do it.
It's crazy. So to be clear, you played video games with Tim Welch, and
Yeah.
he invited you through that.
Yeah. So
That's crazy, dude.
and then like from time to time I'll play with Sean as well. But so me and Lucas went out there, got some sponsor money together, and we went out there for a week, and it was sick.
Nice.
And it was just crazy seeing like we went to the MMA lab too, like seeing Mario Batista in the room, like having him in front of you, and just seeing those like guys that are in the UFC in the same place as you is like it gets really real really fast, and then like you're like kind of talking to yourself, but then you figure out that you belong there. So
that was going to be my next question. I actually kind of went there, but what was it like getting work with guys of that caliber? Because as much as Pittsburgh is definitely growing and there's insane talent around here, obviously not a lot of true UFC talent right around. So what did that feel like to work with active UFC fighters or guys who were recently in the UFC?
it was super cool. Like, you're like kind of starstruck for a minute, but then like he's trying to punch you. So you snap out of it, and then like you just realize that they're normal dudes too.
Yeah.
They're just the ones that stuck around and continued to grind through the process of it. Honestly,
It's true, man. So did you work with Sean specifically? Like, did you get to
No.
actually? Okay, I wasn't sure like how he's treated or how his training is.
yeah, he was the week we went out, he actually flew to Florida to open up his like brand with Jake Paul, like the soap brand.
Oh,
So the week we were there, he was there for like 3 days, and then he left.
Gotcha. What did you get to talk to him or engage with him at all?
Yeah, he's like super nice.
Sick.
Like he's treats everybody like super nice.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
He to me is for sure one of the most talented guys in the UFC right now, and I personally was not surprised that he became a champ. Like I kind of always saw him as that guy. Have you been a Sugar Sean fan for a while, or like was it mostly through Tim that you became?
No, so actually when Sean was on the Contender Series, I remember watching that live because I was always a big UFC fan, and then they launched a Contender Series, and I was still in college, like
Nice.
getting ready to graduate college, and then I saw Sean fight on the Contender Series, and it just kind of made me like want to do it. So
Sick.
like he's like probably my favorite fighter, and like the guy that I like got into fighting because of. Like,
Dude,
I
that's
think everybody
awesome.
has that guy. He was the guy.
Nice. So you were at college. You went to St. Vincent, from what I remember. You played with lacrosse there, right?
Yeah, lacrosse and hockey club.
Hockey club. Nice. That's awesome. So from lacrosse was Stout the first gym you trained martial arts at?
No. So when I graduated, I went back to live at home,
Mhm.
and then I started training at Bauer House in Frederick, Maryland, under Rob and Chris Bauer. And then I moved up here with my girlfriend, now fiance, and that's what brought me up here to Pittsburgh and to Stout.
Sick. Did you see Chris's video?
I did see Chris's video. I actually shot him a message because I was like,
insane is that?
yeah, dude. Like, and for Chris gave me my blue belt, so I still talk to him sometimes. But yeah, I shot him a message and I was like, hey, like I hope you're all good. Like,
Insane.
way to fuck that dude up.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, is anybody surprised? Let's be honest.
no, dude. I'm telling you, like that dude's a mad demon, bro. Like he's got one speed and it's go.
Yeah.
And
So for people who haven't seen it, go to I believe it's at Bauer House Grappling is the handle on Instagram, and check out Chris Bauer's video. He got mugged. He did the mugging, really, when it comes down to it. But he was in New Zealand, and this homeless drug addict like started kind of stalking him. It sounds like he tried to get away for a while, but eventually just had to fight him, took him down. Just what you would expect a high-level black belt to do to a drug addict.
Yeah.
And the video's there, and Chris is like so calm, just mounted on top of this guy, just holding him while the cops get there. It's great. It's not great, but it is great.
Like what I found funny is he's like got this dude mounted and like explaining his side of the story, and this dude's like knows he's helpless, and he's like still trying to like talk shit to him. He's like yelling something.
It's completely ridiculous. Like, I mean, drug addicts, we're not gonna make fun of that too much. Clearly that guy had a real problem, but what an unfortunate guy to pick on.
Yeah, I mean,
are you serious?
He obviously can't read because the shirt that Chris was wearing has MMA on it.
That's
so it's
awesome.
Like, yeah, maybe he just wanted to test himself that day. Who
Not to
knows?
mention, like any jack dude in joggers and a hoodie with cauliflower ear, just avoid. Avoid
Yeah.
that at all costs.
Yeah.
But hey, so he learned a lesson that day, and it made for a great video that went viral. So that's fun for him too.
Yeah, and it'll probably all be like a good thing in the end for that dude, for Chris, for his business, for everything. So
Hopefully.
yeah.
So to wrap back to your pro career, your pro debut had a good ending too, just like that
Mhm.
video. Let's talk about that fight real quick. You could probably walk through the entire fight punch by punch if you wanted, super quick.
Yeah, so I just knew that he was a southpaw and he just launched inside leg kicks. So obviously bell starts, he throws an inside leg kick. I didn't check that one the best, and then he threw another one, and I turned my knee over, and I just returned my right hand, and it hit him, and it wobbled him, and then I just swarmed him. So
Yeah, I mean, the
much it.
ground and pound finish, obviously pretty satisfying for any fighter, especially. I know you had some advanced rules fights, but at pro, you can elbow. The whole arsenal of finishing opens up. So what did that feel like to be pro rules, like, finish by any means necessary once it hits the ground?
yeah, it was nice because when I got in the clinch, I hit him with knees to the head, and that like dropped him. So like, you know, you probably wouldn't get that in. Well, you're not going to get that in amateurs. So
No. Yeah.
it opens up a whole new like toolbox.
Yeah,
you know?
but one thing about Stout I've noticed, it seems like I remember that with Lucas's debut too. You know, he hits a flying knee to kind of kick off the finish. It seems like you guys are always training the full rules, even whenever they're not available to you necessarily in the fight. Is that an accurate read? Is that something you guys focus on?
Yeah, I think it's because our striking curriculum is like a big Muay Thai base. So, you know, a lot of Muay Thai is knees and elbows. So, you know, Coach Will expects everybody who's turning pro to be able to use knees and elbows. And
Sure.
I'm just like scratching the surface. So I can't wait to like just keep diving into his curriculum, honestly, because it's sick to learn.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't want to run back to this too much because I know it wasn't a great night for you, but the last time you competed for us against Jake Zach obviously didn't go your way. But what do you take from that fight? Like, what were you feeling going into that one? You know, how do you learn from that performance and keep going? Because obviously you've bounced back since.
Yeah, but honestly, that was like a very important night for me and week, and like all leading up to the fight in general. Just it was like a very big learning lesson for me because I realized that if I don't show up that night ready to fight and, you know, ready like game time, that like nothing else matters. And that was probably the biggest lesson I took away from it. Like I need to be mentally there all the time and on that night and in the cage. So yeah, I went out there, had a terrible performance, and it was hard to take, man. Like it put me down for like a while. Like I had a lot of people there. And I just felt like I just got dusted, and like it's because that's what happened.
Yeah.
So like it was hard to take, and but I just put myself back in the gym like as soon as I could. I fixed some things in my life, and you know, then I won my title, and then fought for another title, and felt like I was doing really well in that fight until I just got caught, and then I won my Miami debut. But yeah, that Jake Zach fight taught me like a lot.
Yeah. And Jake Zach's really good. That's something that we've said a lot here because obviously we're familiar with him from fighting you, from fighting Lucas, but also from fighting Bobby Murda, Ferdoz Naimi. Like he's fought the best of the best in Pittsburgh, and even when he loses like against Ferdoz or Lucas, like he does good things in those fights.
Yeah, like
so
he's a tough opponent,
yeah.
and I mean he wasn't too nice to me. Like I don't
Yeah.
think we like each other very much, but
he's a character.
I will
man.
respect him, and like he's got good skills, and I think he'll be okay. You know, he obviously didn't start his pro career the way he wanted to, but I see him in Thailand and, you know, training and stuff. So
he'll be fine. I mean, seriously, could you draw a worse 1-2 to your career than
No.
Lucas and Bobby
No.
Murda?
no.
Like, it's up from there for sure
Yeah.
for him. So yeah, Jared Billy has a question. I'm guessing for you. I don't know if it's just for us in general. He said, "What do you feel about the commission no longer outlawing 12-6 elbows?"
It's sick because everybody was kind of doing it anyway, and everyone, it was like a big like oh my god moment when someone would like get caught like throwing one because the ref decided to be a dick and like call it. So and it doesn't change nothing, but it's sick.
Yeah, it feels like they should have always been legal to
Yeah.
me for sure. And John Jones's Matt Hamill loss now can finally be I don't know if can he actually appeal that?
If the rules
Can it
change,
be-
he should absolutely appeal that.
I feel like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, nobody really thinks he lost that anyway.
No, he
Who-
was dominating.
Who's your GOAT? Who's your MMA GOAT?
Like pure competition wise,
Just like your
because I
first
think
reaction.
Connor is the GOAT. Like Connor put the sport in a place where it would have never reached, you know.
Look at that.
But
at
like
that pick.
competition wise, it's John Jones, 100%.
Nice.
Yeah,
Do you know who Wilkins thinks is the GOAT?
I don't.
I'm curious. I would like to ask him, and I may have at some point.
We talked a lot about MMA actually. Like the other night, we were talking about like he was talking about the pod they did where they were talking about the top 5 best fighters that never won a title.
Oh yeah, that's a fun.
I
topic
forget his
too.
list, but we were talking about it
Yeah.
for a while.
Poirier's got to be way up
Yeah.
there. Yeah,
He
for
was on
sure.
there.
So Sugar Sean kind of gets you in. What about the sport kept you coming back? Because it's so uncommon, man. Like, what a way to make a living, or even a career, or even a hobby.
Mhm.
You know, it's not common at all. So what kept you coming back?
I've always been into sports. Like I just love competition in sports. And the thing that scared me about graduating college wasn't like, oh, I gotta go get a job and stuff. It was like, damn, I don't get to play sports anymore.
Yeah.
Like I've been playing sports since I was a little kid. And like when I got a little older, I started to become a fan of the UFC. I was watching like every UFC card in like high school and college.
Mhm.
Like I was a big UFC fan. And then when I had like some time and I just was working a job at home and no other sports to play, I Googled the nearest gym and it was Bauhaus, and I just never stopped going.
That's sick. Good place to start too. Obviously, they have really high level room there in general. We were talking about
Yeah.
Chris, but they have great instructors top to bottom and great fighters as well coming out of there to this day. So it's always fun. But Wilkins did. He's actually watching the chat. I didn't realize he said his GOAT is John Jones.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Makes perfect
Mike's
sense.
a smart dude.
That's why I wanted to know, because he puts way more thought into those kind of things than most
Yeah.
people. I'm like, I'm sure he's analyzed this from like every direction. I think it's John Jones, but
Dude, how could it not be John Jones?
The-
If you look at his topology,
yeah, it's ridiculous.
it's ridiculous. And he's beating all these guys like Rampage and Rashad and Lyoto Machida, Chael Sonnen in their primes.
Yeah.
Like there was no better version of those dudes than when John Jones fought them.
He made it look super easy too. I
Yeah.
guess the guy for me that like somewhat murkies it, but not really, is Khabib. That's the only other one, because it's like if you're undefeated, so that's where I draw the line, right? Like if you're
Mhm.
undefeated, that puts you on a totally different plane to begin with.
Right.
If you lose, you lose. Like you went in a cage one, like GSP. If somebody says GSP, my argument is like, yeah, when he fought Matt Serra and lost, he would have died if there was not a referee. That's not GOAT behavior.
hmm
Like Khabib and John Jones
Yeah.
would have never died.
But like, let me ask you this question. Like if you look at Aljamain Sterling's title run, what do you think about his title run?
I thought Aljo was amazing.
Okay,
I
so
like Aljo.
but he's got the same exact title run as Habib
Oh, I did not realize that.
in terms
Like
of like
length?
defenses and length.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. It seems like Khabib's was a lot longer.
But
Well, clearly it wasn't.
he won the title from Al Quinta, and then I think he defended it against,
Which was a fake fight, by the way. Really, like that fight never.
and it should have been
happened.
Max.
Yeah.
Like shoulda, woulda, coulda, whatever. The fight happened and he won, and then he defended against Justin Gaethje and Connor, and there might have been and Poirier. So that's
Yeah,
3
yeah.
title defenses.
Dang, that's
Um,
crazy. Actually, it seems
yeah.
longer in
Yeah,
my
no.
head, but no. But just being so dominant, like never even really in trouble
No, so
at any
dominant.
point. Yeah.
Like he was like I find like a great deal of respect for these guys that like exactly what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll even tell you to a T, like he'll break it down for you in
Mhm.
technique and everything.
You still
And
can't
you're
stop
still
it.
gonna do it.
Yeah. That is amazing.
Mhm.
That's the one thing with John is like some of the wins towards the end, like Dominic Reyes, even the first Gustafsson fight. Like there are some really close wins that he had, whereas Khabib, maybe like the Gleason Tebow one was close, but other than that, pretty clear victories for your boy.
Yeah. I'd put a lot of like respect and stock into like the adversity part of it though. Like
Mhm.
John did face like a lot of adversity in some of those fights, and like he showed the heart of a champion, Like Habib
Yeah.
never was put in danger, which is like crazy, like in a
That is nuts.
skill and like
Yeah.
respect on that sense. But
Yeah.
like John like showed his heart a couple times, and like I think that's super
That's
cool.
actually that's a good way to look
Yeah.
at it too. Like that's part of being a champion. How do you respond to adversity? Now, does Khabib have it? I don't know. We'll just never know
Yeah.
because he ain't fighting again. Based
No,
on what
good
I've
for him,
seen,
he shouldn't. Yeah, he doesn't need to.
he
so
definitely
shouldn't.
doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would he, man? That's ridiculous. So for Sugar Sean, how much longer do you think he holds this belt? What do you foresee for his future?
He'll defend against Merab. I think he'll beat Merab. And then I would assume he probably fights Umar.
Ooh.
And then Big Sean fan, like that's a tough fight. Like Umar's a dog.
Yeah.
But with how big Sean is, like if he can, do his thing, like if he can implement his game, I don't know who's gonna beat him because he's a very good grappler.
Yeah.
And then he probably goes up and fights for the 45
That's
title.
what I feel like's coming. He goes up
Yeah.
or something. He
Yeah.
takes a different route than anybody can really predict. That's my guess.
Yeah, him and Max is a good fight. Him and Ilya is a good fight. Him and Volk's a good fight. Anybody in him at 45 is a good fight. So.
Definitely. Yeah, his grappling's probably super underrated. Like from what
very.
I've seen, super underrated. But when your striking's that good, and if they can't take you down, then you don't need to show it.
Yeah. What's the point?
How do you feel about your game right now, dude? Like, what's clicking for you?
I feel like everything's clicking. Like I started finishing these dudes, and like it helped. Helped my mindset. Going to Will's striking classes all the time is like unlocking a certain part of my brain and then another skill set to my striking. I'm always in Mike Wilkins's vision, trying to roll in front of him, listening to him at his classes, at his practices. So I can't be learning from anybody better. And then I got guys in the room like Luke Martin and Lucas and Tim Bailey and like all these high level amateurs like Max and Will Tim and Drizzy and Miguel. And I can't get better looks,
Yeah. What's the room like right now with September 21st coming up? Because, dude, there's like 6 or 7 stout guys on this card.
Yeah, it's awesome. It feels
ridiculous.
like we're all just going in it together. So it's cool.
Yeah. Do you guys feed off that? Like, do you tangibly feel that when you go into practice that, like, as fight night gets closer, the vibe kind of changes a little bit?
Yeah, there's definitely an energy on like Tuesday nights when we're about to spar. Like, we're all like excited and giddy, like we're in school or something,
Nice. Which one? Not to make you single out a friend or training partner, but besides your fight, which one are you most excited for on the card? You could pick not a stout guy too, I guess.
Well, if it's like the fight that I'm most excited for, that's not mine, is Patton and Kafara.
Yeah,
bro.
dude.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
How sick is that?
I've seen Kafara fight on My Art of Work Hard, dude. He's a good.
He's a stud.
But Justin's good.
And Justin is leveling up like crazy, man.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Justin, like another dude I super respect. Like he went on a crazy run,
Mhm.
and he's just doing the thing, and it's super cool to watch.
He's just riding it, dude.
Yeah.
I love it. We got Mr. Nicholas Leone in here. Roll it up, jiu-jitsu. What's up, dude? He said, let's get Big Lawn in the cage.
Yeah, let's get Big Lawn.
I'm in. Big Lawn, hit us up, bro. Let's do it. Let's get a Big Lawn fight.
Big Lawn's hilarious.
Badass, too.
Yeah, super
You don't want to
badass.
catch those hands, really.
No, I don't want to catch none of that.
0%. But, dude, I do like the stout camaraderie is like so apparent to me across social media. Like everything you guys do, you're always commenting on each other's stuff, sharing each other's stuff. Like, what has it felt like for you finding a home there? Like you said, starting at Bower House, then coming here where it's like, that was a risk for you. Like, that was a big move, I'm sure, being a Maryland boy your whole life. And then let's move to Pittsburgh and pursue a crazy MMA dream. Like, what has Stout been like as a foundation for you?
Yeah, it was good because they kind of took me in, and it was really hard on me to leave Bower House. Like I was really close with everybody there. I'm there every night. Like I'm spending more time there than with my family, like most of the time. So it's hard to like leave people like that for me. But finding Stout's been a blessing, like I wouldn't have wanted it to work out any other way.
Yeah.
Mike's been super helpful to me. I made great friends for life there. Will's awesome. So like I couldn't be in a better place for my career. I feel like,
Which location do you mostly train at?
Train at the Stout. I'm like probably mostly at the Bridgeville location because I teach there.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Nice. Yeah. I mean, they just keep expanding. I wasn't sure what would be closest to you, if it would be like Zealy or what.
Yeah, Zealy's kind of far with traffic. It's probably like 45, 50 minutes. And then, I mean, to the strip's like 45, 50 minutes too with traffic. But
true. You're right though. Coming from Moon, Coriopolis way. Did you hear us announce our October 26th card when you were getting here?
I did. Yes, I did.
Did you hear where it's at?
It's in Robinson, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's sick.
Just saying.
It's at that Sportsplex by where like the soccer team is, right? Is it that one?
No, you're thinking of the Hounds.
Uh-huh.
No, it's not that. It's different than that.
Okay.
It's more by Costco in Robinson Township.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I know.
Yeah.
Okay, I know where that is then.
Yeah.
That's sick
It's-
though. That'll be a good place.
It'll be cool for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
I'll be there.
we were in there checking it out, and it's like, yeah, we can do something with this for sure. It'll be a nice like tight vibe, like the casino it
Mhm.
was. Like I like that kind of packed crowd, real energetic.
too.
Everything's louder.
Yeah. Are you doing the big cage in there?
Yes.
And then
We're like pretty much only doing the big cage from now on, unless something crazy happens. Or,
Yeah.
like there are certain circumstances, but for the most part,
so with the with the venue, are you guys doing boxing and kickboxing and stuff too? Are you
Yeah.
getting a ring?
yeah,
Nice.
eventually, not right away. So initially, for like boxing and things like that, we're probably going to use outside promotions. Like we'll just
okay.
provide the space and they just come in and do their thing. But yeah, 247 boxing is a little more down the road.
Okay.
For kickboxing and stuff, I mean, we'll have to talk about it for sure, because I don't mind it in the cage, dude. And if the cage can stay up, then that makes everybody's life a lot easier. So
Yeah, from like the consensus among like the Muay Thai guys and the kickboxers, are they like kickboxing in the cage more than the ring anyway?
really,
Yeah.
nice. Well, that's good to know. That is awesome to know. I'm waiting for 4-ounce glove Muay Thai to get approved in PA.
Dude, that's my favorite shit to watch. Like
Is
I
it?
love that stuff.
The one
dude.
championships just
Yes.
all over it.
Yeah, Tao and Chai's my favorite, dude. He's so
That's
good.
sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you and Will just sit around and love it all day. Just talk about 4-ounce Muay Thai.
I've never talked to him about it, but I should because I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Tao and Chai is like the sickest dude to watch.
No, dude. It's super fun. And I like the 4-ounce Muay Thai. I have expressed in the past that I feel like some Muay Thai can get kind of boring a lot of times as a casual viewer. Like everybody thinks it's just an MMA fight, but they just stand the whole time. Like that's how an MMA fan thinks, at
Mhm.
least. But it's not that. Like it's an entirely different sport, and you got to wrap your head around that.
Yeah, there's a lot of clinch going on. There's a lot of, distance management that like you got to have an eye for and you got to respect it. So
Mhm.
like if it's probably like the other way around, guys don't want to watch grappling. Like I
Yeah.
get it kind of,
For sure. We got another Dylan Bush in the chat fighting your boy Joel Martinez, your teammate Joel Martinez. Dylan said, what's considered the big cage? It's a 24-foot cage, Dylan. We also have a 20-foot cage. So this one is 4 feet each direction, wider, longer, however you want to look at it. But also, it's tangible. Like from people who have fought in both cages. Actually, I remember Danny Palm probably does too. Justin Patton's first fight in the big cage, he was like backing up at one point. And he kind of did that, like lean in to feel the cage, and he like totally missed it the first
Yeah.
time. Because like normally in the 20-foot cage, he would have been there, but like he wasn't there yet.
like when you miss a step when you're walking
Yeah,
down the stairs.
yeah. So it's like it's a noticeable difference. But also, besides the size of the cage, like the width and everything, it's just a much nicer cage in general. It's built better, it's sturdier. The canvas is real canvas, not like screen printed vinyl. Everything about it is just much nicer. So you guys are gonna like it.
That's the biggest difference I noticed from cage to cage. Excuse me, is the
floor.
floor, because the New Line cage has canvas too. And I fought in like Maidman's cage and your old cage, and the Stellar cage had like it's like a tarp almost. It feels
Yeah.
like,
It's like it kind of feels like you'd get a vicious brush burn if you went across it. Like,
Yeah.
it'd just be so brutal.
But the second you get like a little sweaty,
Oh,
and
it's so
slippery, dude,
slippery,
it's
yeah.
like you're falling all over.
Whereas the
place.
canvas just kind of absorbs it.
Yeah.
Which is super nice. So your opponent, which I thought was fun, that you already knew of him, like he was already on your radar. So that's awesome. Dylan Bush said, excited to chase your boy around the cage. That's awesome. Nice. That's going to
Good
be
luck.
a great fight. That's going to be a great fight. So Matt Santos making his pro debut. He's on, I believe, a 4-fight win streak as an amateur in MMA, which is an impressive run for sure. What do you see about him? Because I know when that name came across, you were instantly like, yeah, I'm taking that one.
Yeah. I was offered him for Stellar fights when I fought Scott Suter. And then I was offered him for Art of War when I fought Eric Bites for the title. And those fights wound up happening, and then the Santos fight, for whatever reason, I don't know, didn't happen. But yeah, like you got to respect what he's done, because he's gone on a big streak. Like he's obviously doing something right. He won an amateur title, so he's got a good skill set. I respect the skill set. So just prepared.
Hell yeah. It's our first time working with 10th Planet Bethlehem in MMA, but I'm super excited for that. They're a great team, obviously. Everybody knows about them. Zach McCoskey, their head coach out there, was a longtime UFC vet and a challenger at one point at flyweight. So
yeah, Renee
super
Souza
talented
comes out to roll with us sometimes. So
yeah,
I know like of them, but I don't know anybody there very well, nothing like that.
yeah. What about do you think about like that 10th planet? Because their grappling is obviously a very specific system. Do you care about that? I guess is really the question with Matt. Does it really apply to MMA very much? Are there certain things you have to worry about with a team like that that normally you wouldn't be looking out for?
Yeah, for sure. Like, he's got good grappling. I'm assuming, and I'm just trying to prepare for like just funky stuff. Like weird. Maybe he'll not do like the most technical thing you would do in jiu-jitsu. Like he might, because they have that kind of style, that system, that like funk to them. So yeah, just kind of that in the back of my head.
Nice. Max Jarrell also just joined the chat. What's he up to? Where's he been?
He's grinding.
Come on, Max.
Yeah, he's grinding.
You get him back in there, dude.
Yeah.
It's about that time.
He's so good.
He's very good. And I've heard
Mhm.
nothing but good things about him too, from literally everybody who talks about him. Every experience with us has been very positive with Max. So
Yeah, super
looking
nice
forward to
kid,
it.
young, talented, anything you could ask for.
October 26th
Yeah.
or November 23rd. Pick your card, Max. Let's go.
Yeah, I want to see
Tell
it.
Mike.
I will.
Yeah, dude. Dude, I'm excited to get you back in there, brother, because like we said, your last time with us wasn't the ideal outcome for you. And now at Pro and a great matchup. Like I love everything about this matchup. It's one of my favorites whenever you get two guys that are at a point where things are clicking for that. Kind of like Patton and Kafar, like we were talking about. Like they're both at a point where they're optimal, like they're
Mhm.
peaking right now. They're
Yeah.
both on a run. It's not like two guys coming off 3 straight losses. There's just something about like the energy of that's not the same.
Right.
But you and him are both at a point where it's like you're starting very young in your pro careers and wanting to keep that momentum rolling. So what kind of pressure, if any, does that add to you, knowing, okay, won my pro debut, but 1-0 really doesn't mean anything? Like you want to go way farther than 1-0.
Yeah. The honest answer to that question is I don't really think 2-0 means anything. So like the pressure really isn't there for me. The pressure is to just go perform and do what I know that I'm capable of,
Yeah, dude, that's perfect. Max distracted me. He said, "Are those AMI belts black or white?" He's already asking about the belt. They're the black belt, Max. The white belt is for pro champions only. But if you want a black belt, if you want a black 247 fighting championships belt, I should say, you gotta get at least 3 fights first.
Yeah,
Because you can't fight advanced
that
yet.
belt would look sick on him.
Well, let's make it happen. There's a lot of guys out there. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of guys out there. What is like, are there killers at Stout that just don't compete, that every day you go to train and these dudes just give you so many problems?
Yeah, a lot of the Muay Thai guys are like they could get in the cage right now and beat some dudes up. for sure. Like it's crazy.
What's it like being at a place where that is just lurking around every corner?
It keeps you humble for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not winning every exchange. I'm not winning every round. Like, you know what I mean? But that's good. That's where
Super important.
that is super important. If you're winning every round, you're in the wrong place.
You did ruin Jesse Sadu's spotless record, though. I saw on Instagram. That looked like a pretty clear win for the Hound Dog. How did that one go down?
Well, I saw him walking in the gym looking at my posters and he just wasn't scanning the QR code to buy my ticket. So I freaked out.
That's a crazy thing to do.
Yeah.
How do you just pass a QR code and not support your teammate?
Yeah, no, I said I was sorry and everything and we were good, but I don't know.
In all seriousness, dude, if you're at Stout and there's literally how many Stout fighters are actually on this card? I keep saying 6 or 7, but I think it is 6 or 7.
I
Yeah.
want to say 6.
Dude. Right. Hope you guys could hear Ryan in the background there. That was awesome. But like, come support your gym, bro. This is 6 dudes that have been putting in so much work. Like,
years and years of work.
Literally
Like,
years and years of
so-
work. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please come out, pack the place. It'd
Yeah.
be sick.
Yeah, it would be amazing. Monroeville has basically unlimited space, which is a very big plus for the Monroeville Convention Center. It's a great atmosphere in there. Like I love it. It's all table seating, which is nice and spaced out for everybody. So it's a little different vibe, but it's cool, man. Have you haven't competed in Monroeville, have you?
I did
you?
when it was COVID.
Oh,
And there was no one in
way
there.
back then.
Yeah.
Way back then. Yeah.
I saw Lucas compete when I fought. Or I'd fought that day, but I went and saw Lucas compete first.
Oh yeah, nice.
And Jesse
Okay.
and Jow and all
I
them.
got you.
Yeah.
you. Yeah, that's awesome, man. So the other question that I can't let you leave without asking,
Mhm.
what's the walkout song?
Dude, I'm still back and forth all the time, but I promise you'll like it.
Okay.
That's
good.
That's what I can promise you.
There was one point in time where you were flirting with not coming out to something metal, and that
Yeah.
I don't
Did it
think that's
anger
the
you?
move. A little bit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't disappoint you
do
like
that.
that. I know.
You can't. Who are you between? Like, what bands are in the mix?
Lamb of God and dude, I've been like listening to a lot of Disturbed lately. I like
Oh.
Disturbed.
Like, what era of Disturbed?
Like the 10,000 Fists album.
Okay.
Like the album with like Down with the Sickness and all them.
Got that. Got
Yeah.
that. Yeah, yeah. That's a good era. That was a good time for metal in general. Like early to like 2000 to 2010. There was a lot of
Yeah, dude, there was a
a
lot
of
good
strong
bands.
music coming out.
Dude, the first Trivium album, or not the first one, but the Ascendancy album.
Ascendancy, yeah. Not their first, but
Yeah.
definitely the one that like put them heavily on the map.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, if you go listen to Ascendancy right now, it holds up so well.
Mm-hmm.
They were way ahead of their time. And plus, they were like 18 years old when they
Yeah,
released
dude,
that.
they were
It's
just
so
like a
ridiculous.
garage band.
It's so ridiculous. And now Matt still doing his thing like constantly.
Dude,
He's a legend, dude.
the Other Worlds album is like my favorite album they ever did.
Sick.
And that was like, I think that's when they hit like their peak, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
They just keep getting better, man.
Yeah.
And Matt, like, constantly streaming, constantly doing everything. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu also, which is sick. What a terrible sport, though, for a guitar player who also sings to get into. Like, constantly hurting your fingers, hands, throat.
Yeah,
like,
and he's doing a bunch of gi stuff. So
I
he's
saw-
got to be like,
Oh, yeah, that's what
ripping his
I'm
fingers
thinking.
all
Like,
the
dude,
time.
how that has to suck for playing guitar, but clearly
Yeah.
he's making it work. He's doing
Yeah.
all right. But I'll keep an ear out for your walkout song. I'm
yeah,
excited.
please do.
I'm
You'll like
excited.
it.
Cool, dude. Do you want to shout out any other sponsors or anything before this fight? Tell them where to get tickets.
Yeah, shout out to EJ at Human Canvas. He did my tattoos. Go hit him up, book him up. Shout out to where I work at. They also sponsor me Eggs and That and Moon. Go there, get some breakfast, some brunch, whatever. You'll probably see me in there. The Hangar. There's a girl back in Maryland that I train with at Bauer House. She has a real estate company. She sponsored me. Her name's Jennifer. Shout out to Jennifer. El Forno Pizza in Frederick. Shout out to them. And Two Fight Bros.
Sick, dude.
Yep.
I didn't know the Hangar sponsored you. I planned on wrapping this up, but now I can't let that go because Chris and Alan Bross, I know through Moon
Really?
Golf Club. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They always do the Moon Open every year, and they're just always around Moon Golf Club. And I did Moon Golf Club's digital marketing, social media, and everything. So I know them pretty well through Moon. They're freaking awesome people. So that's hilarious that they sponsor you.
Yeah, like I took a little bit of my like old sales like that I did, and I was just like, you know what? Why don't I just go see who might want to sponsor me? And I just happened to walk in there one day when he was just sitting at his seat watching games.
Nice.
And he's like just one of those dudes that's just all about sports. So he was all about it.
For sure. That's sick, man. I'm happy to hear that. Good
Yeah.
people helping good people. Let's go. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, September 21st, this guy right here fights Matt Santos at Brawl in the Burgh 23, the Monroeville Convention Center. Tickets at 247fighting.com. If you like this guy, if you like the Hound Dog, you
Yeah.
can select his name at checkout. There's a little drop down, says choose the fighter you're supporting, pick his name. It's in there.
Mhm.
And then we will see you on September 20th for weigh-ins.
All right. Yep.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Thanks, guys. Peace out.